If you find that you're struggling right now and having a very difficult time with all that is unfolding before us in the world right now, I invite you to take a couple of minutes here with me to just ponder a few things. And to begin by simply taking a really deep breath into your belly, into your body, and allowing yourself to just move all the ideas, the thoughts, the things we see and hear, and all the emotion that evokes, just moving that out into the periphery and allowing yourself to get present in this moment. And in this state of presence, if you can sit with it for a few minutes, and you're able to just move everything else that is troublesome out into the periphery. In the presence, there's a little bit of space that gets created. And in this space, I'd like to present to you just some general thoughts and ideas that may help you in this time of great transition that we're undergoing. When we're in a state where the world around us feels chaotic, unsafe, unpredictable, it requires an extraordinary amount of faith to embrace the idea that everything is happening for a reason. Now, of course, in the spiritual world, we hear that idea a lot, and it gets thrown around quite readily. Everything's happening for a reason. But in nature, which humans are a part of, our human experience, our human existence is part of a great natural evolution. And everything in nature has its own built-in mechanism for some sort of conflict, some sort of deterioration, some sort of struggle. There's so many analogies that exemplify this. The most common, of course, is the idea of a seed. Somewhere within the seed is potential for newness and growth. And in order for a seed to find that potential of something beautiful and new, it has to go into the darkness. It has to sit in the darkness for perhaps a long period of time. But somewhere encoded within that seed is an essence that will begin a process of the seed, the external part of the seed cracking and breaking open so that this new growth can begin its struggle. And it is a struggle. There's a force required for the seed to begin to move itself through darkness toward the light, where this new manifestation of self becomes visible. And of course, the idea of a baby chick or a baby bird of some sort confined in a hard, tight shell, wet and constricted and contracted. But at some moment, that bird uses every bit of its strength to begin to crack and peck through this shell of confinement to make its way out into freedom and expansiveness. And we humans are the same. We are conceived in a tight womb of the mother, and we move into this life through blood, through pain, through labor, taking that first breath foreign and probably pretty cold and uncomfortable. So you see, nature is full of this idea of having to move through constriction and contraction and discomfort and even pain and suffering in order to reach a new level of manifestation. And so while we can't dismiss the very real pain and suffering that people are going through as life unfolds around us all over the world, wars and hunger and poverty and the powers that be seemingly exerting their control over us. As humans, on an individual journey, as well as on a collective journey, humanity is moving through something collectively. We have a choice at every moment to get caught up in the idea and the feeling that comes with that idea of pain and suffering. And while we can't remove what's happening externally, we can sit in presence and create a little bit of space within us and tap into that essence of faith that we are being led somewhere greater than we can imagine. A seed somewhere in its innate intelligence knows the path it needs to take, and it just does it. Does it know what it's going to turn into? Who can say? As humans, I think we can look back on the trajectory of life, our life, and at some point know that we could never have foreseen where we are standing in this moment. The twists and the turns, the difficulties, the challenges, and yet we're stronger for each and every one of those things. It's the nature of it. It's the nature of evolution and transformation. So if you are having a difficult time right now, I invite you to just step away from the things, the input that is creating more of that emotion, and find a way to go out into nature, to sit in the sun, to feel the wind on your face, to put your feet on the earth, and to just breathe, to get still, to get quiet, to create a little internal space and connect with that thing, that essence inside of you that knows it's being led down a path of awakening and discovery, and that you're being led somewhere magnificent. I love you. I honor the journey that you're on. I'm on it with you. And collectively, we're moving into a new era. And while the picture of your life right now may seem a little tricky, a little tumultuous, from a bigger scale, we are exactly where we're supposed to be in this great time of awakening.